All right, I haven't had sesame chicken for a while, so it was time to make some. This is Asian honey sesame chicken. It's got this really nice sauce I made with honey and soy sauce and a bunch of other ingredients. And it just kind of glazes the chicken nicely, and then you throw some sesame seeds on there for that little bit of nutty flavor. Very good. Mmm. Oh. Yeah, that's what I've been missing. All right. It's quite easy to make, so let's go in the kitchen and get some made right now. All right, for our honey and sesame chicken, well, here's the ingredients. What we've got across the front is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then we have 1/4 cup of flour. Here we've got two tablespoons of brown sugar. In my case, it's my usual, it's kind of a pale blonde sugar, I would call it, because this is a natural cane sugar. And then over here, I've got 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I've got 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, 1 egg. 1.5 tablespoons of sesame seeds. Now the sesame seeds sometimes they become quite blonde, or these are lightly toasted ones. I don't toast them myself. This is the way I buy them, but you can get either type. You'll find it probably in the Asian section of a supermarket or something like that. Of course, I live in the Asian section of a supermarket, so I can easily get these, but they're easy to get anywhere in the world. Sesame seeds. So it's 1.5 tablespoons of that. 3 tablespoons of honey, and most of my honey is a little bit, the darker you can get, the more flavor it has, but really any honey will work in this, so even the clover honey is fine. Mine is 100 flowers honey from the local area, so every time it tastes a little bit different. Over here I've got 12 ounces or 340 grams, not gams, 340 grams of chicken, and I use chicken thigh because it's just juicier. And breast kind of gets dried out, so I like to use chicken thigh myself. And so 12 ounces, 340 grams, and I've cut it into small bite-sized pieces, like about that size right out there. Not too big. All right, first thing I want to do is going to take one of these bowls. I've got 2 bowls here. In one of them, I'm going to put the egg, and we're going to take the egg. I want to beat the egg in here. Notice I don't take as much care because it doesn't matter if the yolk breaks when you do this, but otherwise you want to be a little bit more careful. All right, so just give that a good whisking until it's nicely mixed. Okay. Then in the other bowl, I'm going to put the flour and the salt and pepper. All right, and what do we got here? Just use this to mix it around a little bit. Just combine that. All right, first thing I want to do is I'm going to take the chicken and get it into the egg. So, give that a mix around to make sure your chicken is all getting coated with egg. Oh, that's looking pretty good. That was the color of the yolk of these eggs. Absolutely fantastic. These are free-range eggs that I get, and they've got so much goodness in them. The yolk is basically orange with nutrients. Or nutrients? Yeah. All right, and I'm just going to toss some of them into the flour. And actually, we should get the oil heating up in the pan on the side here. So let's just get the oil into our fry pan. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that up on medium heat. Start heating up that oil a bit. Get this chicken ready to go. Just getting it coated with flour. All right, get a couple more pieces in there. Don't toss them all in at once because then it gets a little hard to get them coated. All right, that's looking nice. Yeah, that's coming up in heat. Okay. All right, I'm going to toss what I've got in here so that I can get the rest of my chicken coated in the leftover flour. Usually I bring the tongs in here to do this with. I forgot them, so anything will work. Chopsticks, of course, are great for this. Again, none of those are here either. So we'll just be doing it this way. All right, so I got those in there. Let's get the rest of this chicken done. A little tiny bit of egg left over, which makes me sad because I hate to waste these eggs. They're really so good. Well, the eggs in Japan are quite expensive too. All right, so I get those coated. Okay. All right, everything goes in here. Now, yeah, a little bit of coating there. It's going to cook up. Even if it's not on the chicken, it's going to give you little bits of pieces in there. All right, get in there. All right, so I'm going to cook this medium heat, moving them around, flipping them, turning them. They're going to start breaking apart once they get cooked a bit here. They try to stick together. Look, kind of do this every once in a while. All right, I want to cook these for about 10 to 12 minutes. Just keep flipping around so it's nicely cooked, and then we're going to make the sauce. All right, see you back here, 10 to 12. All right, those have been cooking for just about 12 minutes actually, so 11 minutes I think it was. Look at that, we got some nice browning going on here, golden. Anytime you get some pieces clumping together too, because they're going to clump together because of the breading that we made, just break them up as you're cooking. Just push them apart with a chopstick. Probably went and got the chopsticks. They're a lot easier to cook with and to turn little pieces of chicken with than this thing. Why can't I think of it? The other day I couldn't think of this in English either. We call it a kibella. Spatula. Wooden spatula. There we go. All right, so I'm going to turn the heat off right now. What I'm going to do is I've got a paper plate. Yeah, a plate with paper towel on it. And I'm just going to put the chicken onto that for now, because I want to use this pan again for making the sauce. Now, there's going to be a little tiny bit of olive oil left here, and then that's fine. That's going to incorporate into the sauce. Okay, that's looking good. A couple more pieces. All right. Okay. So, now what I want to do is just put the chicken off to one side over here for right now. I got a small bowl. I'm going to mix these ingredients here. I'm going to leave the sesame seeds out. This is that little piece of brown chicken. Oh, very good. All right, so get the honey into this bowl. That's good. Add in the soy sauce. The vinegar, and now I'm going to first of all get the sugar in there. Just give that a little mix. First I get the honey, soy sauce, sugar, all mixed together. A little bit of vinegar, and then I'm going to add in the cornstarch. That's going to help thicken it up a bit. Mixture of soy sauce and honey, delicious. You know, we do something in New Year's here, is where I take, clamp that up. Take soy sauce and brown sugar, which is the local sugar, which is more like black sugar. It's called kurosato, and we mix it into a small dish, and then we have the mochi, the pounded rice cakes, I guess we call them in English, and we kind of broil them over a flame until they start to puff up and get a little crusty on the outside. And you dip them into that mixture of black sugar, and soy sauce. That is absolutely fantastic. Might sound strange. You're thinking, hey, that sounds kind of strange. No, it's really good. The soy sauce and the brown sugar or black sugar kind of turn into a bit of a syrup. Yeah, it's just really delicious. Yeah, that's why everybody gets fat at New Year's here. You can't stop eating those things. All right, so now I've gone that. What I'm going to do now is get the flame back on here. Just a little bit below medium. Add this. What I want to do is I want to heat this sauce up and cook it a bit, just to kind of thicken it a bit, because remember we got that cornstarch in there, so it's going to help thicken it up. And it needs a bit of heat to do that. So I've got a wooden spoon here. Just give it a little stir as I go, and that should just take a couple of minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to see it starts thickening up a bit, then we're ready to go. You want to keep stirring and stirring, so you don't want it to clump up. The cornstarch is going to start thickening right away, and if you're not stirring all the time, it's going to clump. And this doesn't take long, so just a little bit of stirring like this. Alright, that's been a couple minutes, and look, you can see coming out of the spoon, it's thickened up a bit. That's nice, that's good, that's perfect. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw the chicken back in there. So just kind of pick it up, and in you go. Alright. Now all I'm going to do now is stir that around, so I'm coating all the chicken with this delicious sauce. I'll just keep tossing it until all the sauce has been coated across the chicken. And turn the heat off now. Alright, that is looking good. Okay, now you take the sesames and you just kind of sprinkle them around in there. Now I like to use a lot of sesame seeds, so there's that 1.5 tablespoons in here. If you don't want to use that much, yeah, you can use a tablespoon, but look at this. That's going to taste great. You get a little bit of a nutty crunch from the sesame seeds, and then the sweetness from the honey sauce that we just made, and the chicken and everything. All right. Hey, if you like this recipe, stick around, because there's a lot more original Kevin Riley Kuma's Kitchen recipes here on the channel. And also make sure you subscribe, because there's a new one of these coming out every Monday. And hey, if you're not yet a patron, consider becoming one, because your $3 or more, if you want to be really generous, is used to support these videos, you know, the studio and everything else. So do consider that. In the meantime, make this delicious chicken and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.